I'm Richie Jennings, and I'm joined right now by John Sanchez and Jason Puig from Symantec. Jason? Hey,
pleasure.
John?
Hi there.
How are you doing?
Very well, how are you?
Very good, thanks for joining us. What do you do at Symantec? I think of Symantec as a security company.
Yeah, we really oversee the infrastructure. Right now we're under the IT organization and currently building out our next-gen secure data center. Prior to that, we've been building up our Granite Labs infrastructure, which is a lab infrastructure that's used throughout the company.
How did you come to work in the IT organization at Symantec? Because Granite Lab wasn't originally IT, right?
No, that's absolutely right. Yeah, so we come from a history of supporting our engineers, our support engineers, and our engineering organization, so that we can. Our whole world was trying to make their lives easier, right? So we're trying to use infrastructure to come up with innovative ways to kind of do what they're used to doing, but in new ways and more efficient ways, save money, save time, and just make their lives overall better.
Were you seen as the kind of mavericks by IT?
Yeah, it comes with a little bit of a perception of a fly-by-night kind of story. You know, when you innovate and you kind of fail fast and you do a lot of iterations and different cycles, it's a good thing and a bad thing. You know, if you're not used to that, it looks very disruptive, right? But in our case, it's allowed us to do a lot of really cool things.
Yeah, I think one of the things that really made it hard to ignore was just the sheer scale that we've been able to achieve.
Oh, interesting.
We currently have about 50,000 virtual machines.
Oh yeah, that would be hard to ignore.
With thousands and thousands of engineers within the company who are hitting it every single day and throwing their workloads at it. And it continues to be rock solid, right? And that's just something that,
Since 2012, we've deployed over 800,000 virtual machines. It's a pretty massive number.
800,000.
That's right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
And so, one of the other big numbers we like to share is through that, in the last 2.5 years, we've equated up to about 37,000 weeks of effort saved from the engineers.
Oh, okay. So now we're talking business benefits,
That's
really,
right.
aren't
That's
we?
really
Okay.
key,
So hit me with that. I mean, what if you had to explain this stuff to the CFO? Why are you spending this money?
Yeah, I think that the big thing that we see, the real key value is the collaboration amongst our engineers, right? It's one thing to go out there and set up a bunch of different infrastructures, right? Everyone can use that. You could build a very, very large environment that way. But if you can somehow figure out a way to let everybody come onto the same converged infrastructure and share amongst each other, then you have one engineer in education who says, hey, I really need an environment that represents a customer environment. Well, maybe someone in our support organization has already made one of those and has that in our library.
Oh.
And they can just go in there and hit a button, and within 10 minutes,
Clone a volume.
clone an entire data center.
One of the things coming from a technical environment we run into is, having to reuse a lot of equipment, reuse a lot of hardware, right? So we wanted to go in with a very simple goal. How can we let the people doing their jobs do their jobs, right? So we have engineers supporting customers and writing code. How can we let them do that and stop plugging cables in and unplugging things and setting up systems, right?
Yeah, and make it software defined.
Yeah.
What the capabilities you can provide in future.
I think for us, it's really just a continuation of a lot of the key features that we use on a daily basis that makes all of that possible, right? When it comes to the dedupe, the thin provisioning, all of those types of things are really key. At our scale, we have to have every byte counts, right? And so we really have to have that that level of performance behind the scenes. When they come to our platform, they're skeptical at first, but once they kind of get on there and start using it, they're like, wow, this actually performs.
Right. And John?
I think one of the recurring kind of themes that we see as we go through, and something reinforced with some of the announcements yesterday, is performance and growing. I mean, Moore's Law is alive and well, right? So our customers, our engineers and our support engineers, they're very well aware of that, right? And so they're constantly demanding more performance, more scale, right? More agility, and demanding that of us to be able to deliver that faster. So some of the things that we heard yesterday seemed like, we're continuing, like Jason said, continuing in the right vein to be able to try to stay ahead of the demand.
Now, a little bird told me you won an award recently.
We did.
For that, right?
Yeah, we recently won NetApp's Innovation Award for going beyond. Yeah, so using our Granite infrastructure, we've actually, using some of those metrics that you've heard of, provided massive savings, and actually we're using that particular infrastructure to be the platform for transforming our entire IT organization. So using that, we've got 40,000 square feet of data center space in one of our data centers, and we're actually using that platform that Jason and his team has built to consolidate 40,000 square feet into about 6 rows.
All right, and you're being modest, right? It's not just that you won an award, but Hall of Fame.
Hall of Fame.
Hall of Fame. Awesome.
Right.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, on that note, that's a great place to leave it. I want to thank you so much.
Thank you.
Jason,
Yeah.
John,
Thank you.
thanks so much.